we finally got to see Anora. We ended up renting it. And this one is definitely out there, like, I think winning a lot of awards right now. It's like award season. I think is it next weekend? I think
it might be
the Oscars, right?
Is it next weekend?
It's next, yeah.
Okay, so expect, I guess, next weekend we're gonna do an Oscars rundown probably.
Well, we still haven't seen everything, but
we've seen a lot more than we did when everything was first announced, so I feel like we have a greater perspective.
Yeah,
so give our thoughts.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, we watched Anora, and I don't know. I don't think either one of us was particularly feeling it.
No, to me, it's not Sean Baker's best. I love the Florida Project. I liked Red Rocket a lot.
Yeah.
This one just felt really emotionally hollow, which might have been the point.
Right.
I think that's kind of how Sean Baker just portrays his characters anyway. He just kind of puts them out there and lets you interpret them for what you will. But the characters in this film, I couldn't attach myself to. They both just
you couldn't relate to a prostitute?
They both just seem like, or a billionaire rich boy.
Right.
They both just seem like awful people. And again, maybe that's the point, but I just couldn't get with this one. And the tones were just all over the place.
Right.
You're not sure if this is supposed to be like a serious drama, thriller, or if it's supposed to be a comedy. It's just like, I don't know. It was just all over the place for me.
Yeah, the tone was very confusing for me. And like you said, I know you agree, because there definitely were parts that I felt like, well, you had kind of brought it up, that you felt like they were trying to be funny, but it just like was not working.
None of the comedy worked for me at all.
It just felt so out of place.
And I've heard people talk about this movie, and a lot of people, it worked for them. And they're like, this is one of the funniest movies of the year. But for me, like, I laughed more at Kind of Pregnant than I did at Anora. And again, it just goes, I wasn't sure like what the tone was. I don't, and by the time we got to the end, like, what was the point? And I think you got more of the point than I did.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like, I don't care. I just don't care about it.
I mean, I'll just like quickly throw out kind of what I took from it, even though it feels like I already did, because again, this was in the episode.
Yeah, we talked about this already last week.
It was in the episode that never made it. But yeah, to me, it was kind of like by the end of it, you're seeing the Anora character, she's so used to sexualizing herself, it's how it's like what she knows. She has this, there's another male character in it, and he's not expecting anything from her, like sexually or anything, but you kind of see her try to do something sexually with him, because she just thinks that that's like what all men want. And you kind of see the guy, like he's not like pushing her away or anything, but it's kind of just like this awkward encounter.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah, it's just like an awkward situation. And she just kind of like breaks down, and he just like, hugs her, holds her or whatever. And so, yeah, I kind of just took it as she's just so used to being so like independent and charged up and just like, strong, like trying to, if a man, messes with her, like she'll stand her ground, but like she's just used to using her body. And so by the end of it, you kind of see that, I guess this other guy brought some softness out in her.
Yeah. And I mean, getting into the story a little bit, she's essentially a stripper / prostitute. It really does follow the template of Pretty Woman, with the prostitute getting with the rich boy. But it's a lot more graphic, I would say, than Pretty Woman is. In the first 45 minutes of the movie, at least. But then it becomes something totally different. Like, it's not like Pretty Woman all the way to the end. Like, it becomes a different movie.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't down for the tonal shift of the film. I don't think it handled it very well. Again, I'm a fan of Sean Baker and his movies and the stuff that he's done, but this one. I don't see how it's getting any kind of praise or recognition, if I'm being honest.
Well, you know, is her name Mickey?
Mikey Madison.
Mikey. I always do that. I confuse the Mickey and Mikey.
She's okay.
She's getting a lot of praise for this role, and I'm just like, why? Because she fucks a lot in it. Like,
she got fucked silly for the first 45 minutes. I mean,
so. she's literally, you know,
that's awards worthy.
Twerking her ass, doing all the things. What do they say? Drippy pussy. Like, she's like dancing to a song, and yeah, it's definitely. I don't know. I mean, she's like screaming and yelling a lot in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she wasn't bad, but like, I don't know.
I got nothing from her performance at all. Like, if she beats Demi Moore in the Oscars, I don't know.
Right.
I'm not saying she's bad in the movie.
No, she wasn't bad.
But like, she does her job well for like what the character is. But it didn't take me anywhere.